Yo, what's going on, everybody? You're watching Giants Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Marshall Green. And despite the loss yesterday that the New York Giants suffered, where they got dominated by Michael Penix and the Atlanta Falcons, Sunday was the best day of the year for the New York Football Giants. They received the best news of the season as they now have sole ownership of the number one pick in the 2025 NFL Draft. Shout out to the Las Vegas Raiders. But most importantly, shout out to AP, number 5'8", Antonio Pierce. Once a Giant, always a Giant. The Las Vegas Raiders beat the Jacksonville Jaguars yesterday, which gave the Giants a number one pick heading into Week 17 and 2 games left on the schedule. The Giants and the Raiders were tied for the worst record in the National Football League at 2-12 entering yesterday. The New York Giants, they lose. They are now 2-13. But the Las Vegas Raiders, they end up beating the Jacksonville Jaguars, and they are now 3-12. The current draft order is the New York Giants hold the number one spot, New England Patriots number 2, Jaguars number 3, Tennessee Titans number 4, Cleveland Browns number 5, and the Las Vegas Raiders, number 6. And if the New York Giants lose this week to the Indianapolis Colts, and they lose in Week 18 to the Philadelphia Eagles, they will have earned, and I'm saying earned because we have earned it with this season, they will have the number one pick in the 2025 NFL Draft and have the opportunity to pick the quarterback that they want. If you want the Giants to keep the number one pick, if you want them to have the number one pick in the upcoming draft, hit that thumbs up icon. We've been doing this all year long. Don't stop now. Keep the good vibes rolling. Don't jinx it. I'm talking to you, Mark. Hit that thumbs up icon and bring me my next franchise quarterback, man. I am ready to root for something else. I am ready to watch a new quarterback. I don't care if people tell me, Marshall, this QB class stinks. This isn't the draft to have the number one overall pick. We do not care. Do you not understand what the Giants have been through this year? We have seen not one, not two, not three, but 4 quarterbacks play. All of them are not NFL starting caliber. I'm ready to draft someone new. I'm ready to recklessly hype up a player and root for them and have their back and have that quarterback unite this fan base. I understand this roster is a long way away. You're not just going to draft a quarterback and be in the playoffs next year. But nothing matters in this league until you get that quarterback. Look at the Washington Commanders. Look at the Houston Texans. Step 1 to building a winner is identifying the quarterback, selecting the quarterback, and then building a plan around that quarterback to make them the most successful. And the Giants have a golden opportunity potentially with the number one overall pick to go and get their guy. Could be Cam Ward, could be Shedeur Sanders. Deion Sanders says the Giants have the number one overall pick. Shedeur is going to be the selection. We've had multiple people come out, including Todd McShay, who covers the NFL draft and has for a long time. Now Matt Miller, who has covered the draft for a long time, think that the Giants have a thing and that they think that Cam Ward will be the number one overall selection. And you know what? I'm cool with either of those guys. I do have Cam Ward as QB1, but I would totally be okay with Shedeur Sanders, who I have as QB2. You're watching Giants Now by Chat Sports. Didn't say that. I'm your host, Marshall Green. So excited about the Giants. I had never rooted more passionately and intensely and just been so engaged in an NFL game that wasn't the Giants in a long, long time until yesterday. I was rooting for the Las Vegas Raiders like it was the Giants versus the Vikings in the playoffs. And they showed up. Antonio Pierce, baby. Super Bowl legend. Super Bowl champion. AP. Give me an AP in the chat. Give me a 58 down below. Antonio Pierce. Everybody here at Giants Now. We appreciate you, my man. Oh, man. I almost feel bad for the Raiders, but you know what? When you lose 10 in a row and you haven't won a game at home this year and you lose 10 in a row, we haven't won a football game in almost 3 months. I do not feel bad for anybody. And I don't want anyone to feel bad for us. Just stick our nose down and keep on doing it. Keep on losing. Everybody, Marshall, yesterday you were upset they lost. Now you want them to tank. Yeah, I want them to lose. But I also don't want to get my teeth kicked in. When you have to watch that for 4 hours, then talk about it, yeah, you're going to be a little salty talking about it. Yes, I want them to lose. But it doesn't excuse the terrible play calling. It doesn't excuse the lack of leadership. It doesn't excuse the undisciplined nature that this team plays with. The New York Giants, I saw a tweet. I'm going to see if I can go find it real quick. If you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, it's going to be a long off season. We're going to be putting out free, informative, entertaining updates every day on the New York Giants. I can promise you this, with the Giants having maybe the number 1 overall pick, we're going to be putting out more draft content than anybody else on YouTube, and I don't want you guys to miss a thing. So subscribe to the channel and get locked in. It's going to be a crazy off season. We might have a new coach search. We might have a new general manager search. Yeah, it is going to be a juicy, juicy offseason. All right, this is the tweet I was trying to find. Shout out to WBG84 on Twitter. Go give him a follow. Best on there. Most penalties in a 4-game single-season span in New York Giants history. In 1979, from week 6 to week 9, Giants had 42 penalties. From weeks 13 to week 16 of this year, 2024, the New York Giants have been flagged 41 times. You could say the Giants are trying to lose. Players aren't committing penalties on purpose. And I just don't think they're a well-coached football team. Clearly, they're the worst team in the National Football League. And that's just something I can't stand for. Lose, but don't look like a joke. Don't show me that you're not a competent football team. That's what the Giants are right now. I mean, Malik Neighbors has been flagged 5 times this year for an illegal shift. He doesn't know what to do. Someone coach him up. Tell him how he has to line up after being in motion. It's week 16, week 17. It's Christmas. Rookie year is over. He should know. And it's not his fault. It's the coaches. The coaches are not coaching. The coaches are not putting this team in position to be successful. But you know what? We don't have to do that today. Today is a happy day. Giants lost, Raiders lost, and the Giants have the number 1 overall pick in the NFL draft. Before we bounce on out of here, I want to hear from all of you in the comments section. If you were the general manager and the Giants end up having the number 1 overall pick in the draft, who do you want it to be? Is it Shedeur Sanders? Is it Cam Ward? Is it Travis Hunter? Is another player out there, or do you think they should trade down? I'm curious. I want to take the pulse of all the people watching this video. Let me know. What would you do with the number 1 overall pick in the NFL draft? If you haven't yet, smash that thumbs up icon, subscribe to the channel. We're going to be going live on the channel in a couple of hours. We got more to talk about. See you there.